Alright YouTube, welcome back to the Hawken project. Well, I finished the stock as far as refinishing it goes, and I went with the Minwax Gunstock 231, which seems to really match up with some of the reddish brown colors I've seen on original Hawkens and original rifles of the time period. If you're going to try to match an older gun like this to an older gun, I suggest you try to find pictures, or if you can, look at original gun. And nice thing about it being around here is you've got some museums like Fort Ticonderoga that has guns from the 17 and 1800s. Not necessarily the original muskets, but they do have a couple of rifles from late 17, early 1800s, and they have this reddish brown color to them. That seemed to be kind of a common thing, as they were using different types of finishes back then. But I went with the gun stock. Basically it came out, it looks pretty good. It's got that nice reddish hue to it that looks good on this gun. I put in a couple of the piece of the brass, the butt stocks back in, or the butt plates back in, the patch boxes in after it was cleaned up. Again, I cleaned and polished them, but I didn't want a really super bright polish. I went through and redid the lock, and instead of doing a cold blue on this, I did almost with the Oxpho-Blue. I just kind of mottled it, and it almost came out with this almost like its own case coloring look here, which actually looks pretty good. And I decided to kind of leave that on because it looks pretty good for the gun. And there's your plates, side plates for the wedge. When that comes through there. Basically, if you see these little brushes right here, I prefer to use these types of brushes, these little foam disposable brushes. When I do a stock, you don't get brush strokes with those. They're very smooth, and get a whole bunch of them. So when you're doing a stock, you don't have to worry about, gee, you're going to run out. But for the most part, it came out pretty good. I like it. It's got a nice look to it. I'm probably going to give it a single coat of True Oil just to seal it, and buff it back out so it looks like this, so it won't be too glossy. And the next step is rebluing the barrel. I'll show you that. And after that, it'll be the barrel, doing the sights, and then pretty much reassembly, and then that should be it, hopefully. A few more steps and we should be good from there. And with that being said, YouTube, have a good day.